All right, let's dive right in. If you're working in FinTech, you know it's a super competitive space. And proving your marketing is actually working? That's the million-dollar question, right? How do you really connect the dots between what you spend and the revenue you bring in, especially when trust is your most valuable currency? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So, does this feel familiar? I mean, is your digital marketing ROI just a big old black box? You're pouring money in, you see some clicks, some likes, but tying that to actual dollars and cents, it can feel impossible. But hey, you are definitely not alone in this, and we're about to flip the lights on. And this really gets to the heart of it. In the FinTech world, you're not just selling an app or a service. You're asking people to trust you with their financial future. That's a huge deal. So your digital strategy can't just be about making noise. It has to actively build that trust and deliver real, measurable results.
Okay, so this brings us right to the FinTech SEO challenge. The digital world is incredibly noisy and complicated, and to cut through all that, you need a seriously powerful tool, and that tool is SEO analytics.
But to make those analytics actually do something for you, you've got to build a rock-solid foundation first. This is where we stop staring at confusing charts and start making clear decisions that boost your ROI. So, let's get into the basics.
So what even are SEO analytics? Well, it's way more than just counting how many people visited your website. You should think of it more like drawing a map of the entire customer journey. You know, from the second they type something into a search engine to how they click around your site, all the way to that final crucial moment when they decide to sign up. Okay, so to actually draw this map, you need the right gear. Think of Google Analytics as your mission control. It's tracking all the traffic, telling you who's landing on your site and what they're doing. Then you've got tools like SEMrush or Ahrefs. These are like your secret agents, gathering intel on your competitors and figuring out which keywords are pure gold. And then there's something like Hotjar, which is basically like having X-ray glasses. You can see exactly how people are clicking, scrolling, and moving through your site. It's fascinating stuff.
But look, all this data is completely useless if you don't have a goal. This simple three-step process is what makes it all work. Let's say your goal is to get more leads. Okay, then your key metric is conversion rate. Simple. If you just want to get your name out there, well, then you're tracking organic traffic. This alignment, this is what finally connects all your SEO work to a clear return on investment. All right, now that we've got our foundation set up, let's get into the good stuff. Decoding your organic traffic. This is the part where we stop seeing numbers on a screen and start finding real clues about what our audience is actually looking for. So why are we so obsessed with organic traffic? Because these aren't just random people stumbling onto your site. These are people who went to a search engine and actively typed in a question about their finances, a question that you can answer. They're coming to you with a purpose, which makes them incredibly valuable. But you know, not all traffic is the same. Getting a lot of page views is great, don't get me wrong. It means you're reaching a wide audience. But a low bounce rate, that's even better. That means when people show up, they stick around, because what you're offering is relevant. One tells you about your reach, the other tells you about your relevance. And you absolutely need both. Which leads us to maybe the most important question of all. It's not just about how many people are visiting. It's about who they are, and where are they coming from. Figuring this out is the key to focusing your energy where it's going to have the biggest payoff. And if you look at the data, it's pretty eye-opening. For a lot of FinTech companies, over half of all their website traffic, 55%, is coming from organic search. This is why getting your SEO right isn't just a nice to have. For real, sustainable growth, it's everything. Okay, let's start connecting these pieces. How do we get from a simple search query to a great user experience on our site, and then finally to that all-important conversion? It really all begins with choosing the right keywords. Here's a little secret. The best keywords are hardly ever the ones with the highest search volume. They're the ones that scream intent. I mean, think about it. Somebody searching for investing is just browsing. But someone searching for best robo-advisor for retirement, that person is ready to make a move. Your mission is to find those high-intent keywords that lead straight to action. And this quote nails it. You can find the most perfect keyword on the planet, but if that person lands on your site and it's a clunky, confusing mess, you've lost them. It's over. In FinTech especially, a smooth and professional user experience isn't just a nice design feature, it's a direct signal of your company's credibility.
And the difference is just night and day. Slow loading pages, confusing menus, broken links, all that stuff just creates frustration and instantly kills trust. On the other hand, a fast, seamless site with really clear calls to action, that guides a user right where you want them to go. Seriously, improving your user experience is one of the fastest ways to boost your conversions and your bottom line.
All right, we're in the home stretch. For our final section, let's bring it all together. It's time to go beyond just measuring our own performance and start using these tools to get a strategic edge on the competition.
Now, when you see a chart like this, it's easy to feel a little discouraged, right? But don't. This isn't about feeling bad about where you are. It's all about finding opportunities. So, competitor A is crushing you for the term robo-advisor. Perfect. Now you have a clear, specific target. This isn't a report card. It's a treasure map showing you exactly where to dig.
So you basically turn their strategy into your study guide. Dig into their top-performing articles. Figure out what keywords are bringing them the most traffic. See who's linking to them and why. This kind of analysis gives you a ton of free lessons you can use to make your own strategy smarter and eventually leapfrog right over them.
And this is so important to remember. You can never stop learning because this digital world we live in is constantly changing. Search algorithms get updated, AI is changing how people find information, what worked like a charm last year might be totally useless next year.
And that leaves us with one final big question. Your analytics are fantastic at telling you a story about what worked in the past. But the real secret to winning in the long run is using those stories to predict what's going to work tomorrow. So, are you ready for it?